I am Loki. I have brought you here for a purpose.
Speak to me!
You are here on a mission on my behalf, and you will be greatly rewarded in the afterlife, should you do well.
Welcome back, everybody! We're ready to kick back into the Sixth World once again. Last time, for a quick recap, for our enterprise of heroes, they snuck into the junkyard, messed around with the red hot nukes, told them to get out in motor oil written on the floor of their own garage, stole their car, blew them up, and found some kind of data device and then left. So that's where we're coming in. So what are your guys' thoughts?
Well, let's see. Last I checked, we just dropped the car off at Sam's garage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask Flounder. Chum, is there any way that you could perhaps get us both back over to that junkyard location quickly?
Absolutely.
That would be great.
You want to hold on tight?
Sure. Hang on. I just have to make a quick call. I'm gonna text Kaze,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot him a text real quick that Flounder and I are gonna be running an errand, and if he could, we are going to need some hospital uniforms, like surgeon scrubs and lab coats and that kind of thing. And
Okay.
you know, that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
That
hospital
kind of stuff.
Yeah, hospital looky, you know, kind of thing. You know, and if he wouldn't mind, it would benefit everyone greatly if we had some kind of outfits to enable us to you know, appear to be very medical professional looking type of people.
All right. So you send that text off to Kaze.
Okay, I'm gonna jump into Flounder's arms. Onward, valiant steed!
I'll set him down gently and then be like, you need to get on my back. I need my arms for running.
Oh, of course. I knew that. I'll jump on his back, piggyback him.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can make your way back there.
But before we go, I need to see if anybody has like a duffel bag or something I can just borrow.
I don't know. Does anybody have a duffel bag?
Does Sam have a duffel bag?
Sam doesn't really know you.
I'll throw Sam 15 yen.
He gives you a worn out looking backpack.
Perfect.
All right.
Best I got.
Let's get going. Don't step on the trigger. Shotgun's
Understood.
on my back. Okay,
Understood. It's very uncomfortable.
I imagine it's not comfortable. You can't.
It's very jarring.
Yeah. Just run it across the tops of rows on the back of Troll.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get over there.
You can make your way back. It takes a few hours to get back there. When you do, there are a lot of fires that are still kind of burning. Tire track marks. Looks like there's a couple blown up vehicles. Still some bodies lying around. But it looks like nobody else is around other than the interested scavenger here and there has just started to descend on this leftover scrap.
All right. How long has like progressed since since everything went down?
It's probably only been 4-ish hours.
Perfect. Flounder, we need to get down there right now.
Okay. I'll move down rather quick and then set him down to the ground and pull out my shotgun so I'm prepared.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna pull out the revolver. And we're still dressed in our red hot nuke attire, so
Yeah. I mean, there just looks to be a bunch of random scavengers.
yeah,
You can hear some shouting deeper into the scrapyard.
Okay.
It looks like there's a guy standing up on an old oil drum who's in kind of tattered rags and everything, and he's shouting and pointing.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna walk right up to him. Start walking right in there.
All
I
right,
got Flounder. Flounder's got my back.
He just looks at you. Greetings, friend.
Oi, chumma. This is our turf. These are our boys. Get your people out of here right now, or there's gonna be trouble. I'm gonna open up my jacket and show him my revolver.
There is no need for violence. This has all been claimed for the Jotun.
I'm gonna put some gel rounds into the chamber. By the time I get done loading this, you're gonna be gone, or it's gonna be trouble.
You will invoke the wrath of the Jotun, protector of the barrens.
2,
I assure
3,
you, my friend, he is very real. He looks
4,
for his people.
5, 6. Slap the chamber closed.
Sure.
Cock back the gun. Last chance, chumma.
Both of you can make perception tests.
Yeah. Perception is just
Intelligence.
what are we trying to hit?
You're looking at target number 5s.
I got 1.
I also got 1.
So you're counting down and loading your gun, and this guy is making his grand speech on the oil drum. And while he's doing that, it looks like 3 or 4 of his cloaked friends have started to move in closer around you.
All right. I'm about to just set it off, dude.
Oh.
You got your shotgun ready, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to just pop this guy in the head, dude.
Yeah, and I'm the problem here. Okay.
Look, like there's a reason we're here, okay? I promise. So 6. Ruger Super Warhawk.
It's very loud. So it looks like he tries to dodge as you pull the trigger, and he kind of leaps back off of the oil drum, and you still hit him, but it's more in the lower abdomen as he's leaping off, and he seems to hit the ground, and he rolls onto the ground just oh.
Now, what did
Yeah,
I tell
yeah.
you? What did I tell you, Trummer? I said, get your people out of here right now. This is
I'm
our
gonna
turf.
level my shotgun on the closest one, and the closest guy moving in on us and be like, "Don't do that."
He slowly puts up his hands, and you see he has like a rusted, serrated piece of metal, has like a knife, just slowly backs away. The 2 of them run over to the guy that's been knocked off the oil drum that's kind of writhing on the ground, and they pick him up, put him between him, and start running away from you guys as he's just You haven't heard the last of the Jotun.
Okay, look, Flounder, Chummer, we're here to grab this gear. Let's police up all these weapons quickly and get out of here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start grabbing like AKs or whatever's on the ground. You know what I mean?
So
grab
a lot of what you're gonna find, you'll find the good old trusty Ares Predator,
Okay.
which is a heavy pistol. You'll find 5 of those.
While we're doing this, I'm gonna look over and look, Loki. What's the Jotun?
The Jotun. Well, the Jotun are they're a mythical race of giants from Norse folklore, friend. They're the things that the gods of Asgard fought to claim their kingdom. However, in this case, I think they're probably just a gang of scavengers.
And then there you find 3 AK-97s.
Okay. Any like spare magazines or anything? Anybody got cred sticks on them, on the bodies or anything?
No. Well, collectively, if you're going to take the time to go through every one that you find through, you can come across close to an extra 600 new yen collectively.
Okay. Okay.
And then everything else has been picked clean.
All right. There's nothing back in the garage area or anything.
New.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's get out of here now before this gets worse.
Gotcha. Hop on.
All right. So I'll throw the backpack back on, try to like secure it as best as I can, and hop back on Flounder's back.
Okay.
All right, let's get moving. And I'll move up to the top of the building so that way we're like staying away from any possibility of running into people.
Okay. Running all the way back to where?
We don't have to like full on run, but like
No.
my walking and jogging is a lot faster than him walking.
Yeah.
So going back to Nova Hot numbers.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
we don't want to call a cab or try to take a bus or
All right.
anything like that with all this.
Amaging, did you stay at Sam's or did you leave? Where did you go?
I went home. Like they just kind of left me, so I'm going home.
Okay. As you guys are heading to Nova Hot Numbers, 2 buildings before you get there, you can notice that there are 2 sleek-looking, like corporate-like vans that have pulled up to Nova Hot Numbers.
Hey, you wanna dump those somewhere nearby before we go in there?
I want to not go in there.
Both of them do have corporate logos on the vans.
Do I recognize any of the corporate logos?
Do you have corporate
No.
identification or anything?
No, I don't.
You can roll your knowledge skill. You can roll intelligence to see if you
Yeah.
can recognize it.
Yeah, let's do that. I got a pretty high int.
Target number 5.
Okay.
Thunder, you can roll this too if you want.
Okay. I don't have a very high int. I have an
You never know.
int.
2 successes.
And what are we rolling for?
Just intelligence for target number 5.
1. I got 1.
All right. Both of you can recognize the logos on the side of the vans. They belong to Renraku.
Yes, we definitely don't want to go in there. I believe that what Sue was her name? I don't think that we want to interrupt her business. Whatever she's dealing with in there is certainly above our pay grade, and I wouldn't want to intrude on any of her, side dealings without Kaze here. This is his contact, and
You want a bread bowl? I know a good place.
I don't think we should walk into a restaurant with all of this gear. Certainly don't want to just leave it on the streets.
I don't think anyone's really gonna bother us. It's not like it's in a fancy part of town.
Well, you say that until they do. I do have an errand that we need to do. We are going to have to drop these off. Hang on just a moment. I'm going to call Amaging.
Ring, 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 Amaging.
Hello?
Amazing friend, how are you?
I literally like left you like an hour ago. Well,
I
no, more like
know.
you all left me.
Listen, we had an errand to run. It wasn't something that you were needed for, and I didn't want to involve you in anything too dangerous or cloak and dagger, so to speak, if unnecessary. So I figured I'd give you a chance to go home, freshen up, and we do have more business. I'm gonna need your help with something. Just small errand. I can reimburse you for it if that's okay.
What time is it right now?
It's whatever time o'clock easy mode says.
It's like 10 o'clock at night.
What possible business could we have at 10 o'clock at night?
It's very, very important business. Look, I need you to go down to the Quickie Mart, and the Quickie Mart closes at 9. Go to the shopping spot. The shopping spot's open 24 hours, and I need you to pick up some groceries. Okay, I'm gonna need like 3 loaves of bread, some bologna, a little bit of cheese, maybe some lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, mustard, that kind of thing, sandwich stuff. And maybe I don't know, just some other. I'm gonna call him back.
Ring, ring. Ignore.
I'm gonna call him back.
All right, listen. Do I sound like your errand boy to you?
No, you don't. I'm asking for a favor. I told you I would reimburse you. You're a businessman. I know you do things. You need money. Okay, we have a working relationship here, and I just want your help with this. I can't do it myself at the moment, and I need to pick these things up. It's not even for me.
Do you realize how many buses I'm gonna have to take? How many taxis?
It's not even that far away. It's like 2 lines. You need 1 transfer.
This better be worth it. I swear, if it's just for your dinner.
It will 100% be worth it, chummer. Plus, there's an easy 100 new yen in it for you, plus expenses.
300 new yen plus expenses, and we'll call it a deal.
Okay, can I roll negotiation for this?
Yeah, you can.
17.
I got a 15.
Ah, yes.
All right, 300 new yen it is. You have a deal.
All right, give me like an hour, half. I don't even know. I'll be there.
Okay, when you're done, meet me at these coordinates. I'm gonna text them to you right now. Thanks, Shover. You're the best. Click. And then I'll ping him with the location of where we're going.
Okay, where are you going?
We are going to a place to do a thing.
A place to do a thing. Are we going to the place?
The place.
You're going to the place.
We gotta go to the place.
I figured you have to go to the place. Sure.
Mm-hmm. We're going to the place with the stuff and the things, and there's people there.
Yeah.
Most of them wear pants. Some of them have hair.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
You're gonna go feed the homeless, aren't you?
Out of my head.
Now we'll get off to the grocery store.
So are you waiting till Amaging gets there and then going to the place, or are you going to the place?
No, he's supposed to meet us there.
Okay. Well, you can now explain to Flounder whatever this is after you direct him how to get there.
All right, so we'll head.
No,
over
I was saying that as Flounder to Loki.
Oh, what?
You're gonna go feed the homeless, aren't you?
Yeah, Loki just said get out of my head.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Where are we going?
So I'll give Flounder the coordinates or whatever, like direct him from his back, like onward, steed. And about 3 blocks short is where we're gonna have Amaging meet us, and I'm gonna text him an apartment number.
Okay.
And we're gonna go up like an old decrepit building or whatever, and there's people. Is there anybody like hanging out in the halls or anything?
Yeah, if this is the place, there are quite a few tents that have popped up in the bottom floor.
Okay, as we're walking through, I'm like, hey, Bill, how's your leg? Everything okay with that? Did you get that checked out like I told you to? Jimmy, hey, how's everything going? Great to see you. You holding up all right? Like that kind of stuff, just greeting everybody as I go through. What's their reaction?
Some of them are appreciative. Some people look confused. They've never seen you before. There's definitely more here than you remember.
Excellent. We're gonna go up to the third floor,
Okay.
and I'm gonna knock on the apartment. So I knock on the apartment. This old orc granny opens up the door. Granny, it's great to see you. How's everything been going?
What?
I said, how's everything been going?
No, the stove still doesn't work.
We're gonna get that taken care of for you really soon here. Don't worry. Maybe we come in.
Are you the repairman?
No, it's Loki. Remember me, Granny? Go get your glasses. You know, glasses.
Picks one pair up, puts them on. Picks another pair up, puts those on. There's so many new people downstairs.
I know, Granny. Those are our new friends. They're here to look out for you and make sure that Jimmy and Billy are safe. We don't want them getting into any trouble.
Well, as long as you boys play nice.
So I guess we'll go into the apartment. I'm gonna go say hi to the kids. Two little orc grandkids in there. Hey guys, what's happening? How you doing, chummers?
Again, just shying and hiding away from you.
Oh, come on. It's your Uncle Loki.
Uncle Loki?
Yeah, I'm Uncle Loki.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go up to Granny and I'm gonna put a 300 New Yen cred stick in her hand and be like, "This is just between us. You take this when you need something. Here you go, Granny. It's great to see you."
It just disappears.
Perfect. We're just gonna wait here for a minute. We just need to wait for Amaging.
Amaging, you show up to this 3-story kind of dilapidated looking apartment. There seems to be a homeless camp that has set up on the ground floor. As you walk in, there's another group that's rushing by you that kind of like almost knocks you to the ground. They're carrying a guy who is groaning and holding his abdomen.
Tell me to come here to die? What? This is dirtier than my neighborhood.
You do not see Loki or Flounder anywhere on the ground floor.
Oh snap!
As I'm holding a bag of groceries.
Flounder, we probably need to take that jacket off. I would take that jacket
The
off.
red hot
Oh,
nukes
okay.
jackets you've been wearing the whole
Yes.
time.
Yes. I'm taking the jacket off. I didn't even think about that. Like, I'm just gonna stick that in the closet. In fact, I'm gonna give them to the kids. Kids, I got a present for you. Here you go. It's a little memorabilia for you.
Wow.
Kids are gonna get shot playing out in the yard. Oh my god. What have you done?
These were taken from real gangers, guys.
Ooh. Ah.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and be like, "Do you need me in here, or should I go wait guard outside?"
No, I definitely need you. In fact, let me call Amaging real quick.
As you say that, you're gonna get a call from me.
Amaging, where are you, friend?
I'm downstairs.
Oh, perfect. Come up to apartment 303. Click.
I'm gonna get shot in this place. Oh my god. Like go up the
A lot of
up the
people are
stairs.
eyeing you like.
All right, I would have been common sense. I would have taken that jacket off and all that before I went up to the...
they're still eyeing you.
Oh,
You have
that's
groceries.
fantastic.
You walked in here to a homeless camp.
I will fry you where you stand if you come near me. Just continue on. Knock on the door.
Open the door. Amazing. Perfect. Come in.
I'm not gonna get like shot in here, am I?
No,
Shot,
no,
stabbed, robbed.
These are our friends.
They didn't look like friends down there.
They don't know you yet. Trust me. Just trust Uncle Loki.
I'm not calling you Uncle Loki. Oh my god,
Okay,
no.
fair enough. Here's your money, chum. So I give him this 300 New Yen cred stick, and then
I'm gonna throw out the receipt and expenses.
Fair enough. I'll have to get another cred stick later. I got you covered though. I'm good for it, and you know it.
I know. You want to explain to me like why you have me coming out here to a neighborhood that's worse than mine? To a homeless camp. What is going on here?
Come into the kitchen, both of you. Please come into the kitchen. Please keep your voices down, okay? I know Granny's hard of hearing, but the kids have ears.
Flounder,
Okay.
do you know what's going on here?
I have no idea.
It's 11 o'clock at night right now. I
know
could be at home.
The night
sleeping.
is young. We have plenty of time. This is amazing. It's perfect. So I'm gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna start making sandwiches and wrapping them up in like wax paper, right? And I'm gonna make like a bunch of sandwiches and then put the rest of the groceries in Granny's like closet or fridge or whatever, cupboards.
Okay.
You know. And so like I've got how many sandwiches do I have?
You have enough bread, spam / bologna.
Spaloni.
Yeah, some spaloni. You could probably make a gang of sandwiches. That's probably upwards of like, I don't know, 30-ish
Perfect.
sandwiches.
Perfect. So, gentlemen, as I'm making sandwiches, I'm just slapping like stuff together. So gentlemen, I noticed a while ago we had a little problem, and that problem is some of our team members aren't exactly discreet about what information they share and who they share it with, and I was a little bit concerned about Nova Hot numbers tonight. Unfortunately, it appears my concerns have been proven correct. I hoped it would never come to this, but I'm not sure that our little hideaway in the barrens is exactly secure anymore. Several sleek Renraku vans outside of the place that you kind of locate.
What could Renraku want with anything to do in the Barrens?
I don't know and I don't care. All I know is I don't want to be involved. When Renraku gets involved, problems happen. I really don't want to have to deal with any Red Samurai at any point ever.
Whenever any corp gets involved, it's not good. Like
exactly.
What kind of heat are we talking here?
I don't know and I don't want to know. So I've taken steps in my downtime, my free time, to provide us. Indeed. Just hear me out.
You want us to have a hideout in a homeless camp?
I'm gonna actually pull the blinds up, and I'm actually gonna point to a building a block down and across the street that has even more homeless camping out like underneath it. Actually, that's our hideout over there.
Your mind has gone to Drek, Loki. What did you get shot? Did you get shot?
No, this is perfect. Trust me. What kind of corp goon is going to suspect us hanging out in a homeless camp?
I'm gonna reach down slowly and put my hands on Amaging's shoulders and be like, plus, we can kill people there and no one will notice.
We could do the same at Nova Hot Numbers, but apparently Renraku's there.
Well,
and are you gonna let Zero
we can't
know about
do
that?
that at Nova Hot Numbers? Are you
just
serious?
What's that?
On the door.
Okay, I'll go to the door and do my best Granny impression with my my voice changing. Who is it?
The prophet has been injured.
You said there's some profit in it for what now?
The prophet has been injured.
Are you the repairman?
You don't hear anything else.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
I'm gonna finish making the sandwiches, and then
Okay, Amaging. They won't let us. They will not let us kill people in their place of work.
yeah. Okay, what's this about a prophet? Is this
I'm not
prophet.
sure. I'm.
Is this a religious cult now?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. This is a new development, but the situation is a little bit fluid. We'll work this out. But trust me when I say, okay, the best defense is not even being seen. They can't shoot you if they can't see you, right? What is the best camouflage in the Barrens? The homeless. I'm taking a page out of the Silent P's playbook and using the homeless, but instead of weapons, there are safety blankets, there are camouflage.
So there are meat shields.
Also meat shields, yes. But they don't know that. Don't say that to them. There are good friends.
I really don't like this, Loki. At all.
Trust
I'm
me,
going to be
chummer.
honest with you.
Trust me, we will be more secure here if things hit the fan than we will anywhere else. Especially if Renraku gets involved and they tail somebody, you're going to need a good place to go. And I have one ready.
Yeah.
Come. Let me introduce you to everybody.
I don't want to get to know their names because, attachment and all that stuff. If we're going to be using them as a meat shield.
Nobody said meat shield. You just don't use that word. There are friends.
You just said meat shield.
No, stop it. No. Come, let me introduce you.
Does this place at least have a private area we can talk?
Yes.
Then let's go. I don't want to meet these people. I don't want to meet them.
You're going to have to. Just briefly. You're going to have to.
Don't tell me their names. That's just going to make it harder.
Okay, so we go downstairs. I'm going to start passing out sandwiches. Jim, here you go. Have some lunch on old Loki. And, just talking to everybody. Have you met my friend Amaging over here? My other friend Flounder?
I'm just imagining that he's getting all of their names wrong, and they're all like, "My name's John, not Jim."
No, I have photographic memory. It's like eidetic memory. I don't forget stuff.
I have a feeling that he would do it on purpose, not because he forgot.
Well, you definitely have a group of new faces to introduce yourself to.
Who are all our new friends? So I'm gonna grab some of the guys that I like, the first guys. The dudes that I've known the longest, and have them like escort us.
Okay.
Wait, do we recognize the people who are bringing the profit?
Yeah, you've definitely seen them. They're kind of off on the fringes of the encampment, but you recognize them.
Are
from
they
a few hours
carrying
ago?
rusty implements and?
Some of them. I mean, as you get closer to where the prophet is located, there are a bunch of effigies that have been erected.
Okay.
You've got like some colander pots that have been set out that are burning some kind of incense, maybe? I don't know.
So I'm gonna have our, turn to like one of the main guys. Like, who are these new guys?
He said get more people, and got more people. There's a bunch of them that are all over the place. And you said you wanted people that are good at doing stuff, and well, he's pretty capable. He's just a little touched, I guess.
He's a little bit weird.
Yeah, we explained to him what's going on around here, and he started spouting stuff and talking crazy. He mostly keeps to himself. He's pretty harmless.
Okay.
Definitely the sort of people we want in our super secret hideout, right, Loki?
Indeed. Actually, indeed.
I can take care of them if you want me to.
I'm gonna whisper to the guys, come huddle up real quick. This is perfect. The more eyes that are on those guys, the less eyes that are on us. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
You do want him dead?
No. No, I want him alive and very, very visible. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
Stop trying to shoot people, Flounder.
I wasn't going to shoot him. I was going to break his neck and drag him over to
Don't
that
do
alleyway.
that either. Don't do either of those things.
Sure.
Okay. I'll leave him alone.
I don't know whether to be scared of the homeless people or you.
You're fine.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep handing out sandwiches and go over to the group. I hear there's an injury. Does somebody need medical attention? I'm a doctor.
Wow, I believe you. Okay. Yes, the prophet has been injured. Please attend to him. Make sure that he is fine. He is the voice.
Certainly, certainly. Okay, let's see here.
They lead you deeper into this small encampment. They'll it's a big tarp tent that's been set up, and they'll pull the flaps aside. There are like dirty, awful rugs that have been thrown all over the floor. Some kind of makeshift cots here and there, and it looks like whoever they're calling the prophet is been laid in front of some kind of altar.
Is he conscious?
He's kind of like rolling in and out.
Not conscious. He's conch-ish.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to water. Bring me some water.
Sure, they'll bring you water.
And I recognize this guy, right?
Oh yeah, you recognize him because you shot him.
Okay, perfect. Oh, this is so good. Oh my god. Okay, this is so good. So they bring me some water. This is the water that you drink, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave us with the prophet now.
It's collected rainwater. Most of them will leave. There'll be two guys that just kind of hang out in the tent near the flaps.
All right. Do I recognize this altar?
No, you've never seen anything like it before.
Okay. What does it look like?
It's mostly made of junk.
Okay.
But it has like bead necklaces hanging off of it. It looks like it was supposed to be molded from junk parts to look like a deer head with antlers.
Mhm.
But I mean, you could interpret that however you want, really. It's just metal pieces with more metal pieces.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the prophet and I'm gonna just lay my hand on his chest. Easy now, friend. I am here to help you. I will heal you with my powers. Is he still like rolling in pain or like?
Yeah, he hasn't opened his eyes.
Okay, but is he conscious? Is the question.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. Allow me to look at your wound.
So it looks like he has a busted rib. It's
okay.
very. If you lift his shirt, it's very bruised around his midsection.
Okay. Yes, it appears you have sustained an injury. All right, allow me to heal you.
I'm just gonna chuckle to myself.
I'm gonna turn away from everybody, and I'm gonna take the water. And I'm gonna dump a packet of Nova Coke in there, and then swish it up. Here, drink this tonic, my son.
Okay.
You want some snake oil, kid?
So you feed him some Nova Coke in the water.
Just a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Your first hit's always tree. Oh boy. So he immediately sits upright after drinking the water. He sits there. He's laying there for just a couple seconds, and then his eyes go wide, and he just starts staring around the room.
Listen, my son. You have an injury, but you will live.
The spirits speak to me.
And I'm gonna tell him, look at me.
He just stares into your face.
Who do you worship?
We are here to worship the great Jotun that has pulled the people together.
Can I roll Baron's knowledge to see if I know who Jotun is?
No. If you have Norse mythology, you can absolutely roll that, because this is the first time you've ever heard it. It is not a Baron-specific thing.
Can I roll my intelligence at a base?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you deal in the arcane.
Alrighty, what's my target?
Number 5.
I got 4 successes.
You have heard the term before from ancient Norse mythology.
All right. So I'm gonna tell him. Look at me. Look into my eyes.
As you say that, he reaches up and grasps your face. I have come to give my services to the great Jotun.
And then as he's doing that, I'm gonna use my facial sculpt.
Okay.
To change my face to look like I don't know, whatever I think the god Loki would look like.
Okay.
I am Loki. I have brought you here for a purpose.
Speak to me.
You are here on a mission on my behalf, and you will be greatly rewarded in the afterlife. Should you do well, should you do poorly, you will face my wrath. Do you understand me?
I will use my great powers to assist you.
These men here, they are my prophets. You will do what they say when they say, for it is my word and I have declared it so.
Alright, he just stares wide-eyed, just shaking his head while holding on to you. Holding on to you.
Rest now, my son. You will feel better soon. I'm going to have to insist that you take it easy and don't do any strenuous activity for at least 30 days.
No, my greatness! I must acquire materials for the Jotun!
Allow your underlings to perform this task, my friend. You are too important to my word.
I shall use my grand power to assist you! And then he grabs his chest and rips off some leather-bound necklace that he had around his neck and holds it in his fist and praises up into the sky. And as he does that, the ground around you shakes. And then he is suddenly engulfed in earth.
Oh. Well. Okay, this guy has a magic folk. Amaging, what's going on here? Amaging?
He then rolls out of the tent. Just this ball of earth just takes off.
We may be dealing with things a little bigger than we thought, Loki.
Well, gentlemen, I think that's enough for one day. Shall we?
I think the plan has certainly got a little muddled.
Oh, no, this is perfect. This is just perfect. This couldn't be going any better. It's smashing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna nod to the one guy that stayed or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's just.
Please take care of him. Try to keep
like
him from. Try to keep him
bound
from
and everything.
Don't let him do much strenuous activity for at least 30 days. And then we'll head over to the apartment building, across the street and like a block down.
Okay.
Gentlemen, this is the location I've picked out for our new hideout. What do you think?
Does it have a homeless camp in it?
On the first floor, it does. They've been instructed not to go up to the second or third.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on the struts to make sure it's structurally sound.
Yeah, for the most part.
It's
not going to withstand a mortar shell or an explosion on the first floor, but you know.
And I'm gonna go check the stairs to see if I can even walk up them.
You can walk up the stairs.
Okay.
Just don't stomp.
I'm basically just testing to make sure that I can walk around everywhere and not fall through the floor.
I still really don't know how I feel about this, Loki, but I guess only time will tell, especially after whatever that Drek was we just saw.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what that was either. That's a new development. But the situation is fluid, and it'll be fine. Trust me.
For now.
I'm gonna look at Amaging and be like, when he says there's a new development, is it always bad?
Most times it's always bad.
Okay.
So I'm gonna gather up the original group, like that. I have like following me around my little
original
entourage.
like 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm gonna open up the bag of weapons and be like, listen, you all are responsible for everyone here. You're in charge. Okay. Now that group over there, you let them know, and I'll make it clear to them as we leave that they are to listen to you. That you are my number 3s.
Okay.
And start passing out like, hey, Kaze, I don't want you to use these unless you absolutely have to. But should the time come, I don't want you to be without. So I've come bearing gifts. Also have a sandwich here.
Here's your AK and your sandwich.
So I'll pass out the Predators and the
Okay.
AKs, and you know what I mean.
So 3 submachine guns, and you have what, 6 Predator handguns.
Yeah. And I'm gonna explain to them that the first floor is fine, but floor 2 and floor 3 are absolutely off limits unless you have, authorization to go up there.
Okay.
If you don't, keep everybody out of there. It's very important. All right, and then I'll take the guys up the stairs. So, gentlemen, listen. Floor 2 is where we are going to set up our shop. And I'm going to open up the door and try to put it back on the hinge after the bottom hinge falls off. It's a little rough around the edges right now, but we can fix this up. So what do you guys think? There's plenty of space for activities.
I'll get to warding the place.
No, don't ward the place. The last thing we need is magical wards around here.
It would look very out of place if you did that.
Fine, I will not ward the place. That is our new hideout.
Absolutely. Again, the whole goal here is to not even be seen. If we look like something we're not, there's no reason for anybody to come knocking, right?
Yeah.
Fair
like
enough.
Boulder people rolling out of the front door. That's not noticeable at all.
No, it's absolutely noticeable, and that's exactly what we want. We want eyes there, not here.
I'm gonna go over and open a door and accidentally rip it off the hinges and slowly set it down.
Very easily, just rip.
Since Amaging is having a hard time grasping this concept, I'm gonna give him an example of one of the cons that we would run, where I would be a distraction while he would mage finger a guy's wallet out of his man purse or something in Touristville or something like that. You remember that old chestnut, right? Where I get up on the box and I'm doing the thing and getting everybody's attention. In the meantime, you're picking the crowd clean. It's the same concept. You jingle something shiny over here, and they never look over to the left.
Let's hope not. It is better than never hot numbers. I will give you that. Especially now that there's apparently corpse there. We need to talk to Kaze about this.
Yes, I'm sure that he's not going to want to have to go back there if he can avoid it. I will message Kaze and Zero and let them know that there's some serious corp activity, some real heavy hitters out there, and I don't know what's going on, but that I don't want to be there.
Okay.
So that way they have a message, and at least we tried to keep them from going over there just in case, Then I'm going to call Johnny Fastfingers.
Hey, my favorite guy. What's going on? How's it going?
Johnny, it's great to hear from you again. Hey, listen.
I hear good things. That's what I'm saying. I came to the right person. You guys are doing things for me. It's great. I love it.
Oh, of course you heard good things. It's us, Johnny. Of course you did. Speaking of us doing things for you, how about that thing I needed you to do for me?
Oh yeah, favor. I remember. Johnny doesn't forget. Okay.
All right. So, any word on that?
So, I might have a guy. that could work out for what you're looking for. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. You'd have to meet him in person. Feel him out. I could keep my ear to the ground for more, but right now this is probably your best bet. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about him.
Operates mostly out of like a mobile clinic. Yeah.
Okay.
Got
So
his number if you want to call him. Yeah.
I do.
'Cause he's never in one place for too long, so
Okay.
everybody just calls him the Doc.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Johnny, thank you very much. We will investigate this lead, and if we have anything else that if this guy doesn't work out, I'll be calling you back. But if we have anything else, we'll let you know. We have been making progress on the thing that you needed us to do at one time when you asked us to do that thing.
Hey, I like things that you're doing for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So those things that you asked us to do are coming along, and we will.
Hopefully it'll all be resolved soon, right? Yeah.
I do believe it will.
All right. Makes me realize I came to the right guy.
Indeed, you always come to the right guy when you're talking to Loki. All right, click.
Okay.
So I'll call up the Doc.
All right. It rings. Please state the nature of your emergency and your location.
Well, there's not much of an emergency right now. However, I was told to contact you by our good friend, our mutual friend, Johnny.
Yeah, him.
Indeed.
What exactly can I do for you, stranger?
Well, I'd like to see the quality of your work, and we do have an injury on site. Perhaps you would be interested in coming down and meeting with us.
Well, that's fine. I don't work for free.
How much to treat a broken rib?
I'll have to assess it first, then I'll give you the price.
Fair enough. We have a gentleman who has been shot with a gel round and is definitely hopped up on some Nova Coke at the current moment.
Yeah, another detox. Got it. Anything else?
No, that's about it. But we'll talk more in person. I'll give him the coordinates as to where he needs to go.
Right. Click.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I'm thinking we have a doctor on hand, which is probably going to be pretty important in case anybody gets injured in one of our situations. And the close calls that we've had lately have given me pause and concern for my own health and well-being, and in proxy, your health and well-being as well. I really don't want anybody getting shot or set on fire or exploded or bitten by a astrally crazy dog thing.
They're called hellhounds.
Sure. At any rate, I believe having a doctor on hand will be a very good start to our new home here.
In case this guy doesn't work, I know a street doc as well, so
Okay.
we could always call all Hans.
Okay. Fantastic.
I think I should get to work on scouting. Who
Sure.
you guys want me to scout next? The peas or the other ones?
Well, I believe Kaze already has something set up for the knights. The peas are going to be an interesting situation because they've been fairly elusive. If you want to work on something along those lines, you can. I actually would like to get a nice eyeball on this area around here. I haven't been able to get very much of a crow's eye view, so to speak. And you're much more adept at that. Yeah, perhaps give us a line on any shortcomings in our defenses or anything like that. Anything we need to be aware of.
Absolutely. Give me a minute.
Fantastic.
I'll go outside and go up and start scouting around to see if there's anything that we need to be aware of or anything interesting.
All right, so once Flounder leaves, I'm gonna drop the voice that I normally do. So Amaging, bro, look, like, what do you think, man? Really? Like, come on, man.
I really don't know how I feel about using these people as like a kind of a meat shield.
They're not really.
Places
They're not
bad.
a meat shield. You're looking at it all wrong. They're not a meat shield. They're camouflage.
Camouflage, meat shield.
They're cheap security.
You use the word meat shield.
No, I'm not using the word meat shield. That's
Not now,
not
you're
what they
not.
are. That's not what they are. They're camouflage.
It's not bad. I'll give you that. It's not bad. It's a better area. Don't let Zero know. Mike, don't let Zero know. Zero's going to blab about it. You know.
Well,
the amount of dreck that comes out of his mouth. Where has he been?
I don't
He's been
know.
gone for like a few days.
I don't know. Like, I don't know where that chum went. Like, last I remember is we were all taken off, or you guys were all taken off from the place, from what you told me, downtown in Torresville.
Yeah, we went to Torresville, and guess what they did?
I heard.
They shot up the place.
That's what I heard. It was crazy, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, you know.
In
thank goodness.
Torresville, of all places.
I know. Like, I can't believe they burned the spot, dude.
We can't go there again. We're going to have to go somewhere else there.
Well, we can.
But that's not the point.
We
It's
can.
not the It's not the point, though. We got to keep an eye on Zero. I'm worried about him. He's spilling beans to some dude on the phone.
Maybe we just take away his phone, right?
Well, then how are we going to get a hold of him?
Yeah, good point.
I don't know. Maybe we just need to have a sit down with him.
Yeah.
Me and you sit down. Maybe with Flounder, too. I don't know. Flounder's kind of...
No, I think Flounder's pretty good. He's pretty good about stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a troll, but he's not a dummy.
Well, that whole, like, breaking somebody's neck thing, that...
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of a hothead, but, you know, if he just learns how to relax a little bit, you know... Like, if we can just explain to him that not everything needs to get solved with violence, then I think he'll get the picture. But I mean, he's a troll, dude. He's a troll, and he's like really good at doing that thing. And when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It makes sense.
I don't want to get geeked over something he does.
No, I don't want to get geeked over anything that anybody does.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're on the same page here.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we'll talk to Flounder. We definitely have to talk to Zero. I think Kaze is pretty good though. He seems like he's in the upper out.
Kaze is a solid chummer.
Okay.
I have more worries about Zero. Just
I don't know. Like, I have a feeling he's going through some stuff, man. I just have a feeling that he's just going through some stuff, and I don't think that kind of thing is like, you know, number one priority in his brain. Maybe there's a way that we could approach this that will like make sense to him. Like, you know what? I think I might have something. When we sit down with him. I think I might have something. I think I might have a way to explain this whole thing to him that'll make sense and get him on board with the program.
No, whatever's going on with him, it can't be as important as the silent keys. This whole gang situation here.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's whatever he's got going on. It's got to be minor compared to that. I'm sure everything's fine with him and nothing has gone horribly wrong for him in the last 24 hours. In any way, shape, or form. So, like, he's probably just at a coffin motel somewhere sleeping it off.
And we better hurry up. We're going to need him.
Yeah. All right.
The place isn't bad. Again, not sure how I feel about the rock dude. That was
a little weird.
I need to look into that.
That was a little weird. Like, that's not really my wheelhouse, but if you can find out what's going on there, then.
However, I can find Roly Poly. Does this place have beds?
Not yet. I haven't had a chance. Look, I'm only one guy, okay? I haven't had a chance to do anything. All right, like I had to set this all up kind of on my own on the fly, you know.
Now I got to go back home. Take three buses.
Bro, we could just crash out here, man. Like, in fact, I'll bet you I could rustle up a bedroll or something. Or maybe you can go sleep on Granny's couch.
Who's Granny?
The orc grandmother in apartment 303 across the street. I don't know what her name is. It's Granny, as far as I know. That's what everybody calls her. Granny.
That's fine. I just need a rest. I need to de-stress after today because today has been a hell of a day.
All right, yeah. Like, let's just set you up on Granny's house. Like, you know, we'll figure something out in the morning.
Okay. Good job.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
I'm going to sleep now.
So, Flounder, while you're on scouting and they're having this lovely conversation here, the only real interesting thing of note, the streets around here are pretty quiet. There's not major foot traffic. I mean, you'll see the occasional person ducking in between dilapidated buildings and the shadows. The most interesting thing was the boulder that just rolls through a wall and keeps going. Other than that, things look to be pretty quiet in the area. There's the occasional gunshot off down the block or so away that you can hear, but no motorcycles, no cars with fins on them, and you haven't seen anybody randomly explode.
So we're off to a rocky start.
Hey yo.
Okay. Anyway, but no weird buildings, no interesting things, no good vantage points, no anything along those.
There are 2 or 3 other buildings that are taller than the one that you're in now. That might give you a better vantage point, but they look more difficult to traverse. I mean, probably not for you, but for your average companion.
So I'll take notes for Zero, where he can post up if
Okay.
we ever have a problem, like good sniping spots, and then I'll basically just take a few notes down for like good ambush points or fallback points.
Okay.
Fall through too, and then that'll be what I do for that, and then I'll go back down.
All right. Flounder actually has some good notes from his scouting.
Excellent work, chum. Excellent work. This will be very useful. What do you think about this place, my good chummer?
I wish the ceilings were a bit higher. My horns scrape when I lean forward.
I know. This was the best I could rustle up in a short notice, and I'm only one guy.
It's fine. Other than that, I don't really see any problems. Other than the fact that we don't have a good defense if anyone really wants to come in here.
Well, that's kind of the point. Big defenses bring big trouble. You know, if you can see it, that means that you can steal it.
Well, I know about being big, so.
I know you do. Here's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to kind of like lay out my plans. You see how this one hallway connects all of these apartment buildings? What I'm thinking is we set most of our stuff up on the second floor, minimum security on the doors, maybe like old school key locks, something like that. But just leave the doors pretty dilapidated. We're going to get some really big security doors, big like, very obvious kind of like there's something important behind this door kind of thing for both ends of the hallway upstairs. That's where we're going to put the doctor. That way, if anything goes down, they're going to bust into the clinic first with any luck.
Okay.
Down this hallway, what I think we can do is I think we can set up, if we can get a hold of some kind of heavy hardware, set up some kind of rig in one of the apartments so that we can take our, our mounted, squad automatic weapon and pull it out into the hallway and just lay down heavy fire down the hallway. Very, very action movie, Carl Combat Mage type of action, going down this hallway. Put it on a pivot so we can swivel it around and just spray the heck out of everything. We'll force anybody that comes in into a bottleneck and just shred them. Like what are those 1990s Trio stars? Do you remember that what's his name? Kamambo?
That sounds right.
Rando? I can't remember his name.
Rando Kamambo?
Yes, Rando Kamambo. That's right.
There we go.
Right. I remember that Trio. That was a good one.
What we could do is in this doorway here at the end of the hall, because no one's going to look on it, you could take one of those fold-down bed things and put it in the doorway, and then you could just grab that and pull that down and put the weapon on the inside of that, so it has enough swivel room and everything.
That may be a good idea. I kind of like this
Because
plan.
we don't need this room over here. It's full of stuff anyways, so we could just leave it all broke down and then just basically have it be a door to nowhere, but with a weapon inside of it.
Interesting. I do think we're going to need to break down some of these walls to make a little bit more room. I'm not quite a structural engineer, but I don't think any of these are load bearing.
I think a well-placed sneeze would knock down most of these walls.
Well, maybe one of your sneezes.
Mm.
Your sneezes are like thunderclaps, chummer.
You point me at a wall, I'll knock it down.
Well, I don't think we're quite there yet. But yes, we may use your demolition expertise here in the future. We are going to need a few random sundries. Beds would be a good call. Amaging was complaining about the lack of beds. Perhaps some way to collect rainwater from the roof and filter and purify it. That sort of thing. We should have a doctor coming along at some point, and we'll interview him and see how he does. And maybe we can get him to set up a permanent shop here and have a doctor on staff.
Don't know much about that, but
well, you'll
like
want it if you
idea.
get shot.
Probably.
I do have to say though, I think you did a great job with that troll boss. That was fantastic. That guy was scary.
Got pretty lucky, to be honest.
Man, you ran right up in there with just careless abandon and no fear whatsoever, my friend. I think you did great. Happy to have you as my wingman anytime. That's from that 1990s trio. What was it? Pop Gun?
Something like that.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that one too. That one was good.
So you're having this conversation, and outside you can hear the sound of a siren. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Look out the window.
Looks like there's some kind of ambulance that's pulling up to your location.
Oh, perfect. The doctor is in. Let's go check him out. Let's go talk to him real quick. We'll head back downstairs.
Sure.
So
this guy, this old-looking dock wagon pulls up. Nobody gets out. You just hear over the loudspeaker, "Step away from the van."
We called you.
There's an injured individual with a rib problem and possibly an overdose. Confirm.
I don't think he's overdosing. He's rolling around here somewhere.
Please bring the patient to the van.
That might be a bit of a task. Are there any of the Prophet's guys around here?
No, it doesn't look like it. They're over in the other building.
Can you wait here for just a moment?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the Prophet's people. Gentlemen, have you seen the Prophet?
No, he's out doing the divine work.
Commanded him to stay put and get rest. Loki is displeased.
He summoned his great power. He is off on his spiritual journey.
Loki is very displeased by this.
He should return soon.
Well, when he does, you tell him that I demand an audience.
Do I need to
We will do so.
Do I need to go rock collecting?
I don't know. Like, if this guy doesn't fall in line, we might need to get an industrial-sized tumbler.
Just get him a hamster wheel. It'll be fine.
Oh, we could set up a hamster wheel to a dynamo and get him to generate electricity for us.
I wish that wasn't a thought that popped in my head.
How do you power Hobo Town? Well, let me show you.
Who run Hobo Town?
I'm gonna go rock collecting. I'm gonna go find this guy and bring him back.
Perhaps you shouldn't do that because I don't know what's going to happen if you try to pick him up.
I pick things up and put them down.
Well, I understand that, but I don't think you're picking up what I'm putting down right now. You really may not want to handle him in his state. Perhaps it's just best if we let him return on his own power.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back over to the doctor.
When you head back over to the other place, that looks like the back of the van has opened up, and the encampment has formed a line, and they're one by one going through. Looks like he's doing checkups.
Perfect. I'm going to stand in line like a good citizen. Obviously, I'm way out of place here because I have a very, very nice suit on.
Yeah. When you get up to him, he's just like, "Nah." Is this some kind of joke? You
Nope.
down on your luck? What's going on?
No, sir. We are the ones that called you. This is my charity organization. I am providing healthcare and food and psychological assistance. You know, all kinds of services for the downtrodden and down on their luck of this community.
Mm-hmm.
And we would like you to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. You one of those corpo guys?
No, absolutely not. I'm simply a son of the barrens, and I wish to give back to the community that's given me so much.
You don't need to blow my skirt up.
Okay, fair enough. How much is it going to cost to keep you here?
Well, you're running a large outfit here. The van not going to cut it. It'll last maybe another week, and then all its supplies will be run dry.
The good news is I've already taken some steps to get what you need. I will need a list.
Oh, you want a list?
Indeed.
He reaches back into the van, hands you a curled up kind of notebook. Here you go.
Well, I can certainly get some of this. What's the highest on the priority here?
Well, penicillin is obviously the highest.
Hmm.
It's going to treat most of your illnesses that you're going to come across out here in the Barrens. Other stuff is going to be more expensive. Saline solution would be nice if you could get your hands on some basic bandages.
IVs, bags, that sort of thing.
Inoculation, yeah, that would be great.
Any kind of equipment?
It's all there in the book. Everything that I would need to run a full clinic.
Okay. Well, we will do our best to procure as much of this as possible and keep you stocked up and supplied. How secure is your van?
Very.
Perfect. I'm going to leave a security detail when you are done with your checkups, and I would like for you to follow me when you are finished, and I will show you where we plan to set up shop for you.
Well, he'll finish the line, close the doors, and then he hits a button on a keychain that he has, and hear all the doors lock. You swear you can taste a little bit of ozone.
Perfect. I'm gonna call 3 of the guys over.
Yeah.
My lieutenants. I'm gonna have to come up with names for these guys.
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. Give me a number, and I will come up with names for everybody later on, so you can do that after we're done.
Sure.
Here.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm gonna call him over. Listen, nobody is to approach within 10 feet of this van. If there is one scratch on it, they will be held to pay. Do you understand?
Yeah, we understand.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna slip 20 new yen into each of their pockets.
Okay.
You just make sure you know who's taking care of you. It's me, Uncle Loki.
Wow. All right. I give to you This gift on my daughter's wedding day.
You never invited me over for a coffee or to meet your family. And you come here, you want a favor from me?
Me and my daughter's wedding.
All right, so I'll escort the guy up to the top floor of the building. We have an entire floor ready to go. All we need to do is move you in. Working on some higher security.
He just knocks on a couple walls, puts his fist through one from knocking.
Yes, I know.
Oh yeah, this is great.
It's not perfect, but it's ours.
Well, I can tell you right now, you're gonna need a bunch of generators or find a way to connect to city power.
I think we may
Some
have
of the
a more
stuff that you're gonna want to run for the clinic.
I think we may have a more sustainable method of procuring electricity, but that's a work in progress.
I'm just letting you know what you're gonna need.
Hmm.
Especially for how advanced a clinic are you wanting here? Like if it's just to treat the guys downstairs, that's not gonna be too hard. But if you want other stuff,
Well, listen,
that's tough.
we're definitely going to need the ability to treat burns, gunshot wounds, things along those lines. So we need to work our way up to getting you what you need to be able to work something like that. Perhaps even at some point, maybe cyberware, that kind of thing. I know that's a tall order, but there's future goals, one step at a time.
Cyberware replacement is very expensive.
I understand.
Very power consuming, if you get my drift.
I do understand.
I could see where maybe you have the makings of something here, but not enough for me to fully commit to give up my van right now.
Understand. Well, I tell you what, we will make some progress. I will get some of the things on your list, and we can negotiate further.
If you get most of the stuff on my list, I think that we can come to some kind of agreement.
Sounds great. All right.
Well, you have my number. I'm done here.
What was your name again?
The Doc.
Oh, the Doc. Okay. I am Loki, and it has been a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Right. Okay. He just starts making his way back down the stairs, carefully testing the steps as he goes down so he doesn't fall through them. Makes his way back to his van. Beep, beep. Gets back in and drives away.
All right. Well, I guess it's probably time to just go up to Granny's and pass out on the floor.
Ready for a new day.
Yeah.
Flounder, are you going to hang out here and sleep, or are you going to make your way back to your own place?
I'm gonna make my way back to my own place. I also want to find a way to procure a ballistics face mask.
Sure. What kind of who do you have for contacts?
How do I pick my contacts?
You should have 2 free starting contacts. They can be anybody you want. They have any kind of profession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
2 level 1s. They're just like people that you would talk to.
Can I do 1 level 2 instead of 2 level 1s?
If you want to do that, I'll let you do that. That means your level 2 would actually be your buddy.
Yeah,
That's what a level 2 means.
I would rather do that, and I would
Sure.
rather have it be a guy who's like a metallurgist.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right.
Give me a
So
troll buddy.
metallurgist.
Yeah.
What's his name? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Since my nickname is Flounder, he can be Triton.
Triton.
I could name him Sebastian, make it more awkward.
It's up to you. It's your contact.
He is a bit crabby. He could be Sebastian.
Sebastian is. What race do you want him to be?
Want him to be
An
a
orc, a troll?
troll.
Troll friends.
Troll friends.
I remember that trade.
Oh boy.
Or the three best friends that anyone.
Wow. All right, so you're giving Sebastian a call.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This is Sebastian.
Hey, Sebastian, this is Flounder.
Ah, my old friend. I have not heard from you in some time. I was quite worried.
I'm not dead yet.
Well, that is good news to me. What can I help you with?
I was wondering if you could make me a ballistics metal face mask with some sort of dramatic and kind of freaky design on the front.
Dramatic and freaky design on the
I'm
front.
thinking
You
like
mean like those Chinese dragons?
I was thinking like a gargoyle.
Like a gargoyle. Ah, Eastern European style, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can help you with that. Let me see what I've got laying around the shop, and I'll give you a call once I have something started.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna go get some sleep. It's been a crazy day.
Make sure you eat and take care of yourself.
Oh, I will. You too.
All right.
Just click.
Okay.
Don't break my phone when doing it because it's all fun.
Amaging, are you doing anything particular?
I am.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
go
What are you
act
doing?
like I'm gonna go up to Granny's place and act like I fall asleep on the couch, and I'm going to actually proceed to find this rock creature that is just rolling around town right now.
He's really into to rock and roll music.
Boo, boo.
I'm gonna fly through Loki's body whenever I do this.
Give me you can roll a sensing, or you can roll perception while you're in the astral.
To roll perception. What's my target?
Target number is 5.
Well, I got 3 successes so far. Ooh,
all right.
getting close to potato.
Yeah, no, it'll never happen.
You say that.
I do. So yeah, you can follow, kind of follow a trail. Eventually, you're zooming through the streets at the speed of thought, and you end up inside a big, wide open space, and there's a large ball that you can see on the astral.
What does its actual astral signature look like? Is it
Roll a
brighter? What's my target?
A sensing table. Your target number, since you're perceiving in the astral, is 3.
Yeah. 3 success.
Okay.
1-6, hang on. Gotta make sure I don't potato. No.
So you're sensing the ball, right?
Yes.
General state of the subject's healthy. Emotional state doesn't really convey an emotional state. Class of magical subject. It is an earth elemental.
Oh. Okay.
Whether the subject is mundane or awakened, it's awakened. You've never seen the subject's aura before now. 3 successes. Whether the subject's essence and magic attribute are higher, lower, or equal to your own. Your
6.
magic 6. It is
By higher.
higher.
Ooh.
No implants, no maladies, diseases, or toxins. It doesn't portray an emotional state. Yeah, and its force is higher than your magic, and there is one astral signature that is present on the subject.
So is it foci?
You could focus on the signature to try to figure it out.
Yes.
All right, roll astral perception again. Target number 5.
Okay. Only 2 that time.
So whatever the signature is, it is located inside it.
Okay.
So it's shielding whatever has the astral signature on it.
What happens if I get close to it?
It doesn't react to your presence.
And I can't sense the guy inside of it?
Not through the elemental, no. Because he's encased in it.
Peculiar indeed. So even if I go up and reach my hand out and touch it, does it react to me then?
Well, you'd be touching it in the astral.
Mhm.
If you try to touch it, it does kind of just roll back away from you.
Very interesting. Okay, then. I'm gonna remember this for later. I'm going to do a flyby of the general area around our little hideout. See if there's anything that sticks out.
Okay.
If you want to defeat Rock, use paper.
Don't have paper in the astral, unfortunately.
Sound strategy. So, of course, there's definitely some devil rats around your area. Obviously. There's nothing else really close by. There's a couple more humanoid life signs here and there, spotty. Nothing like the 2 areas that are gathered at your locations. That's the most life essence in the area. Would you like high or low?
Go high.
Oh, okay. There we go. Of course. There is one other thing in the area. It's not close by to either of your locations, but it's, I guess you would technically consider it in your radius, I guess.
Okay.
You can only see it in the astral, and it's looking at you when you look at it.
What's its shape?
Vaguely humanoid.
Just looking at me.
Yeah. From the ground, standing on the ground, you're astrally perceiving, or you're astrally projecting, flying around, and it's looking at you.
Okay.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
It'll follow you along, turning its head.
Can I do an aura reading of it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Target number 4.
3 success. And maybe a potato.
No, you won't.
No. Every time I'm going to do it, you remember that.
Sure, and I'm going to tell you no, and I'm going to be right. So, 3 successes. The general state of the subject's health. They're ill. They have no cyberware. The subject's general emotional state or impression. Aggravated. The class of magical subject. He's not, or it's not an elemental, it's not a spirit, it's not a manipulation spell, it's not a power focus, or a foci, it's nothing like that. It's a dual-natured creature. Whether the subject is mundane or awakened, it's awakened. You've never seen the subject's aura before. 3 successes is what you got, right?
Yeah.
Whether the subject's essence and magic attribute are higher, lower, or equal to your own, they're equal to yours. General location of any implants doesn't have any. General diagnosis of any maladies, diseases, or toxins the subject suffers from. The subject is suffering from a disease. The subject's exact emotional state or impression,
Oh no.
intense hunger.
Oh no.
Whether the subject's force is higher, lower, or equal to your magic attribute, well, you already know his essence is equal to yours. And there are no astral signatures present on the subject.
Can
There
I
you
roll magic knowledge to see if I have any idea what this could possibly be?
Sure can. Target number 6.
Okay, come on, dice. You've been doing good for me tonight. I'm gonna karma reroll that.
Sure. Okay.
Come on. 1 success.
This could very well be a ghoul.
Great. It's up on street level?
Yeah.
Well, it's the middle of the night, so
Yes. It is the middle of the night when you're doing this.
Are there any other astral signatures nearby?
No, there are no other astral signatures nearby, which is probably why it's staring at you.
Good. Okay, well, at least nobody's gonna die tonight. What happens if I get closer to it?
How close are you wanting to get to it?
Not within arm's reach.
Well, how close? Like
Uh,
hover over it or something?
like-
or what?
15 feet away.
Okay. In the air?
Yes, in the air.
Okay. It kind of tilts its head looking at you. And then please make me a reaction test. Roll your reaction.
Okay. Highest was a
Looking
9.
You're looking for 4s. How many 4s did you get?
3.
Okay. So you're hovering 15 feet over it, just kind of looking at it, and it looks at you, it tilts its head, and then you just watch it explode up off the ground onto the side of the building, running, hands and feet on the side of the building, and makes a leap for you.
Nope. I'm going to fly away and stun bolt this thing.
Okay.
I'm not messing with this stupid thing. We're doing it at power 4.
Okay.
Do serious. Do serious.
Okay.
I'm going to put 3 of my spell die in. Okay, so it's going to go to deadly to 5 deadly.
What's the power? The total power?
5.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah, I cast it at 4, but I was able to get it up to deadly and then up to 1 more. Also,
So you mean 9. You cast it at force 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're doing it at serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many successes did you get?
I have
total?
5 successes.
Okay, so 2 to go to deadly, and then 2 to take it to 6. Okay. Power 6.
And then 2 chances for potato. Mm-hmm. Aww.
No. No. You can entertain the idea all you want. It's never going to happen.
I'm going to.
Sure you will.
Okay, I'm going to downgrade. I got a light damage on that.
So you
For-
got a light
for me.
stun.
Yeah, light stun.
Light
for me.
stun from casting stun bolt. It takes the hit and it falls to the ground, but it falls on its hands and feet, and then still looks back up at you.
Want to frack and go? I'm going to cast stun bow. I'm going to get away from it, away from where it can't climb up the building and get me, and I'm gonna stun bolt the sucker again.
Well, as you go up higher, it runs into a nearby building.
Dirty dog, you. Yeah, I'm not following it.
Why not?
following it. No, it's not a good idea.
Okay,
I'm flying right on back home.
sure. Get back to your body. Do you pop awake?
Yes, I pop awake and okay. I need to find.
Huh? What? Him freaking out like wakes me up. I'm sleeping on the floor. Granny's.
Hey, don't go out at night.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ever.
It's the barrens, chum.
Not even for like out away from anywhere from here at night. Don't do it.
I know.
There's a ghoul in the vicinity.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them around here before.
This one, I'm gonna get it. Also, our Rolly friend he's encased in an elemental, an earth elemental.
That doesn't surprise me. I think probably it has something to do with that necklace he had.
You don't say.
My powers of deduction tell me so.
We're gonna need to talk to him tomorrow whenever he's back in his regular crazy form.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that was. I'm going to sleep now. I'm sorry I woke you. I didn't even realize you were here.
Yeah, I came in because I need to sleep as well. Flounder, I think, went home.
Yeah, that's fine.
We had a good meeting with the doctor, though.
Doctor?
Yes, we might have a doctor. We're going to have to procure him some equipment and some supplies, but we might have a doctor on hand.
Cool. Okay. I'll talk to you in the morning. I got a headache right now.
Sounds good, chum. I'm going to sleep as well. Good night, buddy. Well, here we are again, at that sad moment in time where I must leave you to do other things. Namely, finding a way to get all these medical supplies for this doctor. I wonder what Kaze and Zero have been up to. I wonder what they'll think about this place. I hope they like our new home. Well, I suppose you'll have to tune in next week to find out. But in the meantime, if you still can't get enough of old Uncle Loki, why not check out one of our other trids? Maybe rewatch your favorite episode or get caught up if you missed one. But until next week, you keep it whiz, chummers.